Hey guys, Judy from Adventures of Two Expats. I haven't posted in a while because life's been kind of crazy in a good way and a frustrating way, I guess, too. But I wanted to jump on and just share with you guys a frustration. I always tend to talk about all the beautiful, wonderful things that happen here in Portugal, and it's still 99% amazing. But there are some hurdles, and one hurdle I'm running into right now literally has me going batshit crazy. I have an autoimmune condition called Hashimoto's, which is basically my immune system attacks my thyroid. I worked with a naturopathic integrated doctor in the States probably for 2 decades, to be honest with you, and have really perfected what my body needed to be healthy and have my thyroid working the right way. Well, when I came here, I had a little bit of my medicine left and I ran out. So I thought, well, I can't just hop on a plane to the States. The problem is that Portugal and a lot of Europe, they don't necessarily, medicine is just very different to them. They don't just throw medicine at you. We don't have an opiate problem here. They really, I'm not going to say they take a holistic approach, but they definitely take a different approach to medicine, which some of it I very much appreciate it. And some of it I want to I want to just scream. And now I'm screaming because what's happened is I went to the doctor, and I'm not going to go into the doctor bashing thing, but basically I was given wrong information, and the medicine that he told me was the same as the States isn't. And I didn't know it at the time, but for a couple of months, I was starting to notice some different things happening in my body that I'm like, why is my body doing this? I was gaining weight, even though I was walking 4 kilometers a day. I was playing paddleball. We weren't drinking, but maybe once a week. I was fasting. I mean, all the things that should have been giving me some benefit. I literally was gaining weight. And that was frustrating. I was crankier than normal, was having anxiety, I wasn't sleeping, just a lot of other things going on that I knew my body was not right. I'm like, this isn't good. So I Googled the medicine that the doctor gave me, and sure enough, it's not the right thing. And for those of you that understand thyroid, what the medicine was just T4. So that's not a good thing for Hashimoto's, and it's certainly not a good thing for my body. It's a conglomerate of things to make my body work right. And it's just, I tried to explain this to my doctor, and we just kept hitting a wall. And I researched it, and I know there's many Americans that are here that have researched the same thing, and it's a bitch. And it's not easy to get. So it's like, I can't just fly home to the United States every 6 months and get medicine. So I'm having to go through, it's so frustrating. I had to find a doctor in Spain. First off, most endocrinologists don't take new patients. And I've always had that same doctor, so I've never experienced that problem. And, I'm talking to other Americans that have gone through this, and they're like, oh, there's maybe a doctor in Lisbon. Of course, I'm on a waiting list for that. There's maybe a doctor in Spain. And I finally did get an online appointment with the doctor in Spain. But here's the problem. They don't necessarily, again, it's a Europe thing, I think. They don't necessarily agree with how to do the thyroid management. The doctor that I'm talked to on Zoom is integrative and kind of understands where I'm coming from. But what you have to do first off, to get this appointment with the doctor took me months. I've been in tears almost every day because my health doesn't feel right, and it's pissing me off. But once you get a doctor that will understand where you're coming from with what your body needs, then you have to find a pharmacy that will actually prescribe it, that has it. And there's really one. Well, there's 2. One in Andorra, which is Spain, and one in Germany. So then if that doctor agrees and will do it, you have to go through all these hoops to get them to prescribe this full, complete medicine. Because again, they don't, even these doctors in Spain And Germany, they don't necessarily just do it willy-nilly. So then you have to get on a waiting list to get the medicine. And this is, albeit, keep in mind, medicine you have to take every day. Like this is like a vitamin that you take every day. It's not a vitamin, but in other words, with your thyroid help with Hashimoto's, you're supposed to take it every day. So it sucks because you can be on if you get a doctor and if they will prescribe it, then they have to send it over to those two places. Then you have to get on a waiting list to get it. They run out all the time and it's just a fucking bitch. I have literally spent so much of my time trying to navigate this system here to get thyroid help. And I've almost given up quite a few times. Thank God for Mike because he's my hero. But I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of all of this. So I just have to kind of put my big girl pants on and keep fighting. But it is really frustrating. So right now I had to get to get my thyroid. Okay, so those of you that have, noticed when you go in America, generally when you go to the doctor, you probably don't give a shit. And you probably, those of you still watching, God love you. But to get your thyroid checked in America, they normally will just check for T4. That's just the standard thing. And that's the same here. But my integrative doctors in the States, they're easier to convince why you need it. And with Hashimoto's, you really do. So here, my doctor here in Portugal, not the one in Spain, I literally had to freaking beat him over the head 5 or 6 times before I said, please help me get a full thyroid panel check. So finally, he just did it. And I'm thinking, why the fuck didn't you just do that when I asked a month ago, 20 emails ago? Anyway, I'm waiting for the results back on that. And then hopefully when they come back, then I'm going to send them over to this new doctor that I met in Spain. And then hopefully this new doctor in Spain then can reach out to the Andorra or to the Germany and put me on the waiting list. And maybe eventually I can feel myself again. This is just not a fun part of living here in Portugal. So I thought I would share. Thanks for listening. Ciao.